long walk with these big backpacks. And after that long, dusty walk, getting those bags off and getting the sea for the first time was incredible. Wise Quiet Zone was lovely. Very hospitable, welcoming. It had lots of little huts just set back from the waterline. Tourists loved it. The morning of 26th December, we had breakfast with our parents. I was 15 and my brother Theo was 11. Mum and Dad, from a very early age, would love to explore. They'd both done a lot of travelling. And then once they were together and had us, they wanted to instill that in us and get us exploring. Theo's younger brother would be by my side, follow me along. Back then, we were best friends and we just did everything together. We just had a bit of time before we were heading out on a snorkeling trip, just out off the coast. And it was another glorious day in Thailand.
At the time, this region was at war. There was a lot of violence. There were rebels who wants to have independence and fight with the Indonesian government. I'm a cameraman and filmmaker. And my job is to show what happens in Aceh. Me and my wife just married for 3 months. We still living at my mom's house. I was very close with my mom.
They closed the border. All foreigners were stopped from coming in. So I was told I could stay as long as I stayed within the confines of where I am here. So that was fun. Surfing's been a big part of my life. And surfing in the tropics is as good as it gets. Well, it was a beautiful day. But then the earthquake started. And it was massive.
People were already on the street. And I tried to stand, but I can't. See my mom, and she said to me that, can you just be with me this time? And I just said, no, I really need to film this, and I'll be back soon when I finish everything. And my mom said that I'll be home when you finish. In 2004, I was working at the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center.
I was on duty. I had just lay down for a nap, and I was sort of on that edge of grogginess, and the alarm went off. And I can get some idea right away looking at the pager. This could be a large earthquake. We came up with a magnitude of 8, which is quite large, and we figured out the location, which was about 150 miles off Banda Aceh in the Indian Ocean. That spiked my adrenaline, because an earthquake that occurs under the ocean actually lifts the ocean bottom. Imagine a line of 1,000 kilometers of water being lifted vertically. And then the water, of course, peaks, and then gravity pulls it down. When the gravity pulls it down, the wave separates and spreads out in 2 different directions. And as you get near a coast, you're not going to see what we think of as ocean waves. I think of it as more like a steamroller of water, just shearing its way in. But the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center. So our focus was the Pacific, which in this case is the wrong ocean. And we sent out essentially a message saying there's no threat of a dangerous tsunami in the Pacific. But in the Indian Ocean, tsunamis are rare. And so there was just no system at all, no warning center, very few water level recording systems. There was no way to even contact them, but even if there had been a means to contact them, there would have been no way to warn them before the wave.
We jumped to our car, and I gave the camera and tripod to my wife. I can see so many collapsed buildings and so many injured people. But I'm thinking that maybe it's over. I'm not sure.
After the earthquake, all of my family went outside the house. I just got my birthday present from my father, handycam. So everywhere I go, I keep shoot everything that